Korelin. You're listening to a daily editorial on the Korelin Economics Report. Time out, Korelin. Appreciate you joining me. Got my friend James Anderson with me right now. Let me tell you a little bit about his company. We've talked about it before on the show. I have to say right up front that I am an investor in NuLegacy Gold, the name of the company. I own stock in it, so don't construe this as being arm's length, because you know what? I want to see that stock go higher, as most of your shareholders do. We think it probably will. There's a forward-looking statement. I guess I could get in trouble for saying that, but you know what? Disclosure, disclosure, disclosure. You guys are down in Nevada, and you're doing a good job. Roger Wiegand just wrote you up in Trader Tracks as being his stock of the week. How about a little overview of the company first?
Sure, okay, well, let's start with that. NuLegacy Gold Corp, it's about 3 years old. We've got a completely Nevada focus. We're looking for Carlin-Type gold deposits in Nevada. Roger Steiniger, who's our Chief Operating Officer, our head geologist, he's based in Reno. He's quite famous for having discovered the pipeline deposit in the Cortez Trend, which is principally where we're working, about a little over 20 years ago. That deposit's over 20 million ounces of gold, and it's been a key focus for VRIC for a number of years. So that's what we're doing.
You guys had some pretty good results. Now, you closed a private placement, which gave you a little bit of working capital here in December. I bought stock in that private placement, by the way. Then you started doing some drilling, and you got some pretty interesting initial results.
That's right. Going back about 6 months, we got a result that's it's about 27.5 meters of 1.4 grams of gold. It's in carbonates. It's got all the right attendant trace elements, arsenic, antimony, mercury, that you'd expect from a Carlin-Type deposit, and it was the down dip extension of some mineralization that was discovered in the early 1990s, and we got very excited about this because we feel that we've sort of cracked where exactly this mineralization is headed, where the guys in the 90s, because they were only drilling to 400 and 450 feet, they weren't really able to find. So that was very important for us. We raised about $1.5 million in the fall, closed in early December. And again, I think that's a testament to the potential of the company in an environment where junior explorers are having a real tough time raising any amount of money. We got $1.5 million through the door, and so we're reasonably comfortable right now. We drilled another 6 holes in November and December, announced it just prior to Christmas. One of the holes is about 29 meters of just over a gram, and this seems to be the same north-northwest structure that we're drilling into. So we're pretty excited about it. We've got about 350 meters worth of strike length that we've established on this structure now. So I think it's a good step forward for us.
James, here we are in January. Weather's a little rough down in Nevada. I mean, it isn't intolerable, but it's a little tough. So let's talk about what you're going to do over the next 6 months down there.
Sure. Okay. I've been talking strictly about our project in the Cortez, and let me just tell you a couple quick things about that. It's an option agreement that we've got with VRIC. We've got to spend about another $3.5 million on this ground, and then we will own 70% of it. After that happens, VRIC's got a 90-day window to decide whether they want to claw back and re-earn 70%. If they do that, we go to 30%, but our 30% is going to be carried all the way through to production. Moreover, VRIC has to spend at least $15 million on exploration over the next subsequent 5 years. So in terms of funding, how we have to fund this company, we're in a much, much better shape than the rest of our junior competitors. Everybody else has to finance and finance and finance. I can see a finish line here where once we cross that line, our need to continue to finance big numbers diminishes significantly. So what are we going to be doing over the next 6 months? The weather in Nevada is a little snowy right now, especially in the Cortez where this project is. We have a second project in eastern Nevada. We call it Wood Hills. It's right in the Pequot district. This is where Frontier was bought by Newmont for $2.3 billion just a couple of years ago. We've got a great project there. We've got kind of a discovery drill holes, 11 meters of 0.4 grams of gold that we announced last year. We're going to be drilling that just in about 2 weeks' time, first week in February, follow-up drilling there. We'll then switch back to Cortez and start drilling there end of March. So we've got a big 6 months ahead of us, lots of news flow, lots of things going on with the company.
That is really interesting. So in terms of time frame, you're going to have a very, very good idea within roughly 6 months as to where this thing stands.
That's correct. And when you're drilling for Carlin-Type deposits in Nevada, when you're drilling in areas right across the valley from where we are in the Cortez is VRIC's Gold Rush deposit. This is 7 million ounces of gold now, but we have it, well, right from VRIC, they say that in January they're going to announce a new ore reserve figure that's going to increase that substantially. Some people are talking about it being 14 million ounces of gold. So right across the valley, there's a huge deposit. We're right in line with Pipeline, which is 20 million ounces of gold, Cortez Hills, which is 15 million, and Gold Rush, which is 7 now and getting significantly bigger. So when you're drilling in an environment like that, or out at Woodhills, when we're drilling in an environment where Newmont saw fit to pay $2.3 billion to Frontier for the Long Canyon deposit just a couple years ago, when you're drilling in those types of environments, any drill hole can change your life pretty significantly, and that's what makes this exciting.
That's what makes it exciting, and that's what makes this industry really fun, I have to tell you. Last comment, don't construe this as investment advice because it isn't. I own stock in NuLegacy Gold, number 1 and number 2. They're a sponsor on our website. What does that mean? That means if you want any additional information on NuLegacy, click on the banner. James, thanks so much, buddy.
My pleasure. Thanks very much, Al.